Morning, Kentucky. You're back in Bob's backyard. Looks like Alaska, but it is Bardstown. And you're looking at our garden, blanketed in snow. Since Christmas, we've had, it seems like nothing but snow. We had almost a foot here, which is a lot for us. And so it's been fun, but it's a shame we didn't have a white Christmas. But, you know, that's how it goes. I'd like to welcome you to 2025. We made it another year, and looking forward to another video yearly update. And we enjoy the heck out of this, so hopefully you do too. We can. It's almost time to plant. Believe it or not, if you follow Walmart or Lowe's or Menards or one of them big stores, they already have their seeds out, just like they have Christmas decorations in Halloween time. They have seeds out already. So their seeds, their packets, you know, their seed trays, fertilizer, everything is out already. And so they're telling you it's a little early, but we have to start thinking about what we're going to do in this season. Come here. So you leave me alone. And this is Max. If you don't, you'll drive me crazy here. We need to start planning for what we're going to do in this next growing season, and see if we can fill our freezer again. So it's going to take time to. We're going to do some videos inside the house where we're going to plan your garden. If you're a new gardener, we have to plan on how big it's going to be. Don't get carried away. And even old gardeners, you know, they make a garden too big, they can't handle it, and then it's upsetting for them. Oh, go away! And no, don't knock over my. Get away from the camera. And so we're going to plan what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, how big it's going to be. Hopefully, no dig, no rototillers in this video. We're going to we have to decide what you want to plant. I insist you plant on things you love. If you love a tomato, then grow tomatoes. If you love green peppers or hot peppers or whatever, grow them. Don't grow things that you don't really care for, because it's not going to do you any good at the end of the season when you got a freezer full of stuff that nobody likes. Grow things that your kids like. Then they might even come out and help you in the garden. So, and then you have to decide how many of what you're going to plant. You know, people get carried away on that too. Me especially. My wife's like, okay, we need 25 tomato plants, and so I end up starting 50, and I end up putting them everywhere. Cat. Sorry about that. Well, after, I guess this is getting to be a habit. Every time I do a video, the camera gets knocked over by wind or knocked over by my cat. So we were on grow what you love and grow what you need. You know, it's just, if you don't have a big garden, like, then you want to just precious, you know, put a couple of these, couple of these, couple of these, and then grow from there. Don't do your whole garden in green beans, and then, you know, you have nothing else. So, but as you can look, as you look around in our garden, you know, it's a blanket of snow, but we know what shape it is, and we have that all drawn out. So that's what you need to do, whether it's a little 4-foot square, an 8-foot square, a 10-foot square, or you don't have to do square. We don't do square anything. But we'd also like to say that if you if you hadn't watched my last video of the year, it's called Dirty Dozen, and it's about the pesticides, how healthy is our food we're growing, or not we're growing, they're growing, we're eating. Um, I insist you watch it, not because I made it. It's just doing the research on that thing just woke me up. And you know, the whole idea of this and growing in your backyard and no pesticides, and you know, is to keep you healthy and make you healthier organically. Um, that's the name of the game. And and then we turn around and buy fruit and vegetables from the grocery store, um, that's contaminated. And you know, we're watching that more all the time. So please, if you get a chance, you know, spend 30 minutes and watch this video, um, and then Google it. If you don't believe me, Google it and see what. It's really scary. It's really scary. So that's why this is so important, that you start a garden or continue gardening or get back to gardening, um, so you have control over that. And on that note, we've had a funny this year with this snow. We've had ungodly amount of birds come to our bird feeders. You've seen pictures of my feeders, and but if we don't have 150 birds over there right now, um, every kind of bird you can think of, you know, from woodpeckers to cardinals to blue jays to doves to sparrows, goldfinch everywhere, um, chickadees and wrens, and they're all coexisting over the feeders. Our possums, raccoons, and uh, skunks all went away. I don't know where they go in the winter. They disappear. Now we got a new uh, animal tromping through our snow, and that's deer. We have a mama and a baby deer that are, I think it's a mama and a baby, but tracked all over our yard. And my wife came out and said, "We got deer in the backyard." Like, no, we don't. She was right. Then we saw them last night. They were back. They're in our little woods. It is 12 feet wide and, you know, 100-foot long. So you know, it's eco-friendly, and you know, that's the whole idea. You know, organic gardening, eco-friendly, and everything coexisting, and you know, it's an amazing way to live. So um, so if you stick with me, hopefully this year, you know, we'll try to walk you through this whole what we do. You know, we're by far not experts, but you know, we know what works for us, and hopefully work for you. And so on that note, you know, welcome to a new gardening year, and I hope you stick with me through the season, and maybe we make some decent videos, and you learn something, and that'll be before we know it. Spring's going to be here, and Walmart and Lowe's and Menards say it's going to be here, so it's going to be here. So we'll don't run out and buy seeds yet. Well, you can, but think about what you're buying, and the rest of this video will be hopefully help you out on that. So, all right, from then I'll say later. Later. Good morning, Kentucky. Bob here in his dining room. Not usually my favorite happy place, but we got all the way down to -1 this morning. We still have a couple inches of snow on the ground, and I think I just looked on the thermometer and we're all the way up to 10. So sitting in my dining room watching the birds, doing a video is my happy place. It's warm in here. So what we're here today, as you can tell from the first part of the video, it's not time to plant, but it's time to plan. So Everybody does this a different way, but this is the way myself and Terry do it, and it seems to work. And just kind of the basics of how we do it. And if it works for you, that's fantastic. If not, um, you know, make it work. So we are here. As you look on the table, the first shot you saw was um, my wife Terry with our seeds scattered all over the table, and that's kind of to take inventory. We got to figure out what we got, what's still good. Um, we take most seeds last a couple of years, some more than others, but we kind of go back. You know, when you start doing this year after year, you got, all of a sudden you look and I got seeds from 2001. Um, so we can get rid of the old seeds, and so we go from 21 back. So anything that's 21 and older, you can either throw away or make a little plot in your garden and make it the mystery garden and throw all them seeds and see what you get. I mean, some will work fine, some won't do anything. So, but we like to start fresh with our garden, and we want everything we plant to come up, which is impossible, but we try. Um, the first thing we do, we get our seeds and we separate them. Now, my wife's much more organized than I am, so she organizes them in a big baggie of veggies, O through Z and A through C. So if you're looking for cucumber seeds, you know exactly what bag to get into to find them. You still got to dig through all the little bags. Uh, we do a lot of seed saving ourselves, so uh, we kind of, all we do is write the date and what it is and see what happens. But and we also figure out what we need, what we don't have, so, and what we need to buy at the store. So uh, we go through and first thing, it doesn't matter if your garden is a 4x4 square or a 5-gallon bucket or a 20 by 20. It really doesn't matter. But you have to map it out. You have to figure out, you just can't go walk in and go, oh, I'm going to put tomatoes here and then plant them, and then peppers go here, and then you have to plan this out. You have to look at your garden, and this is our old map from last year, and it's I'm sure you can't see it, but it's my garden. If you've seen any of my videos, it's haphazard squares and rectangles everywhere. But we go through and, well, this is our new map, and the greenhouse is down here, and then we go all the way up. Compost piles are in the back, but we go through and we know that we have that giant pine tree out there that shades this part of the garden. So you have to take that into consideration. Tomatoes aren't going to work there. Things that need full sun, green peppers, any of them is not going to work in a shady spot. It'll be slow. They'll be, never seem to get where they want to go. And so you have to plan that. And we go through and the two of us decide, where we're going to go, what we're going to put in where, and then that's when we figure out what we don't have. You have to figure out on a piece of paper. You have to write out what the most important vegetables are for you. If it's tomatoes, if that's all you want to do is tomatoes, that's great. But my suggestion: don't do all the same kind. Do different varieties, because some, as you lived through Kentucky weather last year, who knows what we're going to get? Drought, flood, whatever. different tomatoes, different vegetables, plants in general do different, um, have different needs. And it was a tough season last year. So, but you have to think about that and go, well, this tomato, if you put all the same tomato in and it doesn't work, then you're out of tomatoes. If you put 5 different varieties in and 4 of them work, you're in good shape. So, uh, yeah, kind of expand your horizon on. There's a million different seeds and different tomato plants and green peppers, and the more they make, I mean, the more they just keep coming up with different colors and stripes, and you know, I don't know if they all taste that good, but and if that's the most important thing to you, find a tomato that tastes good. um, Ask around, ask ask on Facebook. People will tell you what their favorite tomatoes are, so kind of go that way. Um, and then we decided we don't have and yesterday we got to go to the big stores, and we got our sugar snap peas. Uh, we got yellow sweet peppers, which look really good, and we had a few last year. Summer squash, yellow crookneck, and we got a couple different lettuces. Um, Cantaloupe, which never really do good for us, but we're going to keep trying. Winter squash, butternut. We still got butternut sitting over there on the freezer. We just had the other night, so it's lasted from last year till now. And onions. We're going to try sweet white Spanish onions. They get big, so we did find out with all our freezer full and all our food, and we're eating everything. We ran out of onions uh, about now, so we're going to have to plant more onions. So um, when you do your map, you have to figure out how many plants you want. Just an idea. I mean, you only have so much room. Whether you got an 8 by 8 square, you only have so much room to put tomatoes and peppers and onions and garlic and all that stuff. And another thing, we actually have a perennial side to our garden, which is our berries, and then our garlic, our asparagus, um, are all come back every year. So you can't plant anything there. So you kind of have to map that all out. So then we go through and like right now we have just about 40 different fruits and vegetables um, that we plant in our garden, and we so and just let me tell you, everybody asks, you buy seeds, but look on the back of the pack. Back of the pack tells you everything. What the year it is, or what year they were um, gathered. I guess what you put. Where this United States map tells you, what location you're at. Now we're in 6B, so sometimes it changes, but we so beginning of May is our frost date, last frost date, but that really didn't work well last year either. But it tells you everything, whether it needs full sun, the depth of the plant or the seed that you're putting in, how many days to harvest. That's so important because you don't want to be planting things in the middle of the summer that's has 90 days um, to maturity, and you don't have 90 days until the snow falls. So pay attention to your packs. Very important information. They wouldn't be in the business if they didn't give you the right information. And if you collect your own seeds like we do, you don't have a clue because there's no pack. So we ask Google and or Siri and say, what how many days to maturity is a sweet onion, and she'll tell you. And while you're on there talking to her, ask her what's good companion plants. When we do our map, we decide before we put peppers and garlic together. We ask Siri, do peppers and garlics grow well together? If she says no, we move it somewhere else. Um, certain plants take away from other plants. So you want to get the most out of your garden, and you want to be as productive as you can, and that makes you happy. And then the garden will be your happy place. So you can never tell year to year what you're going to get, and but that is the excitement of gardening. You know, last year was a rough year with pests. Uh, you know, we're going to try something different this year. We had such a problem with stink bugs and every other kind of bug that our brassicas, which is cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower, kohlrabi, never seemed to get as soon as, you know, darn slugs would eat them or the darn pill bugs would climb up and eat whatever they wanted. So we're going to try our brassicas in the greenhouse in a grow bag. Um, so we're going to see how that works. If nothing else, we get them big enough that when we put them in the garden, they can battle with the bugs. I'll be vacuuming. If you've seen any of my other videos, I'm vacuuming them bugs constantly. So, but um, you know, the whole thing is battling the weather or battling the pests. You know, it's always a challenge. It's never easy, never perfect. Um, but we can. But we're trying a few things different. We're going to try. We went to the county extension agent, and he gave us um, a brochure or whatever that is frost dates and planting time for this area of Kentucky, central Kentucky. So some are different than what we're used to, and some are um, dragging backwards. I'm surprised, but you know, you got to be ready in the spring when you get everything in there, and here comes a frost. So, got to be prepared on that too. But we're going to try going by the book and see how that works. And so we're looking forward to planting. Still too early. We can start onions next week, and you know, you gotta, you know, I hate to say it, but you know, do your homework because you don't want to start seeds and then, you know, if you start them and they get big, if you have a greenhouse or any kind of uh, sunny spot, it's really hard to do a windowsill. It's just not. It just doesn't have enough sun. But if you can get a small greenhouse or something small, but you need to get them at the right time because if you get them and they're big and you can't put them, if you put them outside and the ground's too cold, then they won't do anything, and then, you know, it's just a game. Um, so you try to go and get other people's suggestions on when to plant, you know, and you're all over the world, so who knows when your planting time is. We watch a lot of UK guys, um, Scotland, Ireland, that UK, and they you know, they have like tropical climate or topic, whatever they call it, and it goes forever. And then they, you know, they get snow, but you know, they got things growing all winter. Well, if you looked at our garden right now, not much. Garlic, onions, leeks, and everything else is underground or gone. So, um, but from then, we'll come back next time, and hopefully we'll get started on putting some onion seeds in modules, and we'll go over that. But uh, keep thinking about it, keep planning, keep doing your homework. Go get them seeds. Walmart, all them guys just got tons of seeds out already, and you know, don't get carried away, but um, start thinking about where your garden's going to go, where the most sun is. You know, we want to set you up for a great time and not a failure. So, um, on that note, I think we're done for this, and hopefully it helps. And we're getting ready for. It's hard to think about gardening in 10 degrees, but we're inside thinking about it. So we'll talk to you soon. Later.